Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am walking you through my favorite bread recipe. This recipe I've twisted a little bit to, different recipes I've found online, and it's actually just my favorite recipe now that I've made several times, and it's super easy, super delicious, super simple, 4 ingredients. So without further ado, let's get into this. First, what you're going to do is take 6 cups of all-purpose flour. I put those right here into a big mixing bowl. And then after you have that added, you will take 1 tablespoon of regular table salt and add that in. And next you're going to use 1 packet of yeast. This is a quick yeast, but I've used regular as well. It doesn't matter. 1 packet, which is 7 grams. Take a fork and stir these 3 dry ingredients so they're well combined. And then next, after everything is combined, you're going to take 2.5 cups of warm water. You want to make sure it's warm, not hot. So I always stick my finger in the water just to make sure it's tolerable, wouldn't burn you, but also not too lukewarm. After you've added your 2.5 cups of water, you just mix that around for a little while. I use the fork. Some people use their hands to mix the dough, which I do in a little bit, but first I use a fork and kind of get it good and combined. Alright, now for the fun part. I like to get a little bit of flour on my hand just so it doesn't stick too much. And then you're just kind of mixing the dough so that it's still a little bit flaky, but it's mostly came together. So now that the dough is combined, you're going to cover it with a towel or tea cloth and let it rise for 1 hour. I like to put my dough in a warm oven, not an oven that's on, just one, maybe one that's been heated for a little bit and then turned off. Either way, it should come out risen in about an hour. You're going to add some flour to your tabletop so that you can start to knead your dough. So as you can see, I use kind of a flatten and fold method of kneading the dough. I just do it however much I feel I need to. There's no rhyme or reason for me, at least. And for this recipe, I broke the bread in half. You don't have to, you can bake it just as one big loaf, but I like to make 2 smaller loaves. They're a little bit more manageable when you actually go to eat with a sandwich or for dinner. So one thing I didn't show was that as you're kneading the dough, you should be preheating your Dutch oven so that it's warm, and when you're done with the kneading, it's all ready to go in the Dutch oven. So after you have both of the loaves of bread in your Dutch oven, go ahead and just cut a slice into the top of each one. And then you're going to add a little bit of flour onto each of your loaves, just a little bit, it doesn't have to be much. You will put your oven up to 450 degrees and cover your bread, and then bake that for 30 minutes. So now that your bread's cooked for 30 minutes, go ahead and turn the temperature down. I like to do mine at 400. If you wanted, I'm sure you could do 425, but you definitely don't want to cook it at 450. And what you're going to do is take this out of the oven, take the top off of your Dutch oven, and then cook this for 20 more minutes. Like I said, about 400 degrees. This really does make the most moist, soft bread on the inside, but it's very crusty on the outside. One tip that I have done in the past that I didn't do this time was the second bake for 20 minutes. When you take the lid off, add a piece of foil to the bottom of your pan, and it won't get the bottom as tough and crusty. It'll be a little bit easier to cut through. But either way, this is great bread for sandwiches or just to eat with dinners, you know, with butter. We really like it, and it's my favorite go-to bread, and you can't beat that it's only 4 ingredients.